Boys and girls, it's that time again. The season is about to get started, and this is my first preview of the brand new season ahead, and of course the predicted 1 to 11. We could not have had a harder start. Manchester City, the champions, they're coming to the Emirates, and it's a bit of a baptism of fire for Unai Emery. Now, of course, the transfer window is closed. It's done for all of us. I know some teams in the English side can get loan deals and whatnot done, but this is it now. We've kind of got to go with what we've got, and looking at it, yeah, I'm happy with the business that we've done. We've done a hell of a lot behind the scenes over the course of the last 6, 7, 8 months. Change of manager. All the backroom staff seems to be changed around. We've got new physios, new fitness coaches, new goalkeeping coaches. We've improved the training facilities, the medical facilities. And like I said, we've gone and strengthened in areas that needed strengthening. We've got a new goalkeeper in there. We've got someone else that can go in that right back position because Hector Bellerin's been there all by himself. We've signed a central defender, and most importantly, we've signed a defensive midfielder. For the first time in a very long time, I'm actually not sure what the starting 11 will be. I can't actually predict what we're going to go with. Apart from 1 or 2 players who seem dead certs, it's, you know, not like we normally have. You know, we go into the seasons and you kind of go in, yeah, it's going to pick itself and go here, go there. And it becomes so predictable. And if it's predictable for us, it's predictable for the teams that we are playing. So, like I said, we have Manchester City, the champions. Last season, over 100 points. Let's be honest, they're the best team in the country by a mile. Last year, they wiped the floor with everyone. They were deserved winners of the Premier League, and they smashed all that come along. It's as simple as that. You look at them this year. I watched a couple of their pre-season games just to get a kind of a gauge of where they are. Bit hard to tell because they had so many players away on World Cup duty. But then I watched them against Chelsea in the Community Shield, and I sat back and I thought, oh no, because they look good. Still really good. They've strengthened in a couple of areas. Of course, they've brought Riyad Mahrez in, which is going to strengthen them big time. And I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, who can actually stop them this year? Teams need to not be afraid of them. You know, I felt that a lot of the times last year, teams stood off them. Teams paid them too much respect. They were too scared. But this year, teams have really got to try and go for them. I know it's difficult because if you go too gung-ho, then they can pick you off and, you know, do you on the counter-attack very easily. But I'm really looking forward to this game. And I do believe we can win this game. That's not me being delusional. That's not me, you know, getting ahead of myself. I do genuinely believe we can win this game. I believe that on our day, we can beat anyone. Attack-wise, we are lethal. We're as good as anyone. And I feel that, you know, if we get a bit of luck and those key areas are doing the right things on Sunday, then we can win. We do have to be strong in defence. That's my only concern. But yeah, why not? Just go for it. You know, don't bottle it. Don't sit there and start getting nervous and agitated and worried about what they're doing. Play our own game. This is where I think it's going to be really interesting to see how Unai Emery sets things up. You know, under Arsene Wenger, it didn't matter who we played, we just attacked. And the problem was that when we played the top sides, we ended up conceding 3, 4, 5, 6 and whatnot. And that was the underlying problem. Will Unai Emery set up differently? Will he say, we're going to set up defensively and we're going to play the counter-attack? Or will he say, as the home side, we're going to be a bit more expansive. We are going to attack, but we need to be careful as well. Yeah, interesting subplots. And of course, Pep Guardiola, he's no mug. He's not going to look at this and think it's easy. He knows that Unai Emery's coming in. He knows that the Emirates is going to be a sellout. He knows that the fans are going to be fully behind Arsenal 110%. We're going to be pushing the team on for 90 minutes. So it's going to be a difficult game for Man City. And they would have probably liked a little bit of an easier start than this one, that's for sure. But like I said, just go for it. Come on. Let's get that air of positivity. Let's get that vibe and that buzz that we've been having around the club all summer, you know, going into this game. I know there's the whole Stan Kroenke thing and everything else, but let's put that to one side because that's not what we're worried about. That's not our priority. Our priority is Sunday's game and getting 3 points, getting off to a fantastic start, because if we do get off to a winning start with a good performance, then look at how it could shape the rest of the season. Of course, the week after we got Chelsea away. So it's the ultimate baptism of fire, and this could set us into that perfectly. And that's all I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that they can go and give a good account of themselves. You remember last year at the Emirates when we played Man City, we got slapped 3-0. A week after, we got slapped 3-0 in the Carabao Cup final. I don't want to see none of that again. I want to see a bit of fight. I want to see some organisation. I want to see some fluidity. And I want to just see players that, you know, they're not just enjoying themselves, but they're going out there and expressing themselves, and they're not nervous and they're not frightened, and they don't feel inferior to the players that they're playing against. That's what I want to see from Arsenal. So we will wait and see whether that comes out or not. So in terms of the 1 to 11, like I said, it's a bit of a difficult one because under Arsene Wenger, you could predict what we were going to play. You could say right in goal, right back, left back, centre back, midfield, striker. You knew what was coming. And the problem is that if we knew what was coming, the teams we're facing know what's coming. Now, Unai Emery, he likes to play the formation 4-2-3-1. So that's what I'm actually going to go with, because that's what I think he will actually play. Tried and tested. Whether he will get the players to be a bit more reserved and play counter and really try to set up deep and, you know, shut the spaces down, that would be an interesting subplot as well, to see how we press. Because Manchester City, they've got a really good pressing game. Pep Guardiola's got them working in tandem perfectly. So you can see that's what Unai Emery's trying to do with us. Whether it's still too early at the moment, we will see. But we can't afford to let Manchester City have space, because they've got players that will just destroy you if you do. So again, interesting one, and we will wait to see what happens. But starting off in goal, I am going to go with Bernd Leno. New goalkeeper, new signing, and he hasn't had loads to do during pre-season, but I took special notice of him in the last pre-season game in Sweden against Lazio. And I feel that he's key to a lot of what we do. He kind of holds on to the ball and he can play around with it a bit, and he draws the strikers in, which then leaves some pockets for the defenders, and it draws teams closer towards you so that we can get on the other side of them. And I feel that he's key to that. And I just don't feel that we're going to spend that kind of money on a goalkeeper to not have him as first choice. So I'm actually going to go with Bernd Leno in goal. Now we're going to move straight into the defence, and this is where I feel that things are a bit up in the air and we don't really know what we're going to do. Now I'm going to start with the right back role, and I'm going to go with another new signing, Lichtsteiner. Simple reason being is that I feel that he is an overall better player than Hector Bellerin. Hector's still got to learn. He's still got to try and master that position, and his performances have just dipped so alarmingly over the last couple of years. And I watched Lichtsteiner in the game in Sweden against Lazio, played about 60 minutes, and I was really impressed. The ball he put through to Lacazette, wow, that's the kind of thing he can do. He knows when to go, he knows when to stay, he can read the game, he can also bring experience to the central areas, to players around him and in front of him, and he's got a nasty streak about him, which is something I love. So right back, we're going to go with Lichtsteiner. In the left back role, I'm going to go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Simple reason being, I don't think Nacho Monreal is up to match fitness. He has not taken part in any pre-season matches. To throw him in to a match of this size and this intensity with no matches behind him at all, it's just too soon for me. Now Maitland-Niles, He's played all throughout pre-season. He's match ready. He's sharp. He can do a job. And I just feel that when you're going to be marshalling the likes of Riyad Mahrez and you've had no game time, it's too much of an arse. So I'm actually going to go with Maitland-Niles in that role. Central defence. This, of course, has been a problem area. And this, of course, is where I'm still up in arms and debating and feel that we should have been strengthening. But first position I'm going to go with is the new signing, Sokratis. Again, seen him in training and in the pre-season matches. And I don't suppose he's been overly tested. He's got a good reading of the game. I just feel, again, the money we've outlaid and everything, I don't think that he's not going to be included. So I feel that Sokratis is going to be starting this game. And it's going to be a big test for him against the likes of Sergio Aguero, maybe Jesus. It's going to be a big test. Welcome to the Premier League, but that's the first player that I'm going to go with. Now, alongside him, I'm going to go with Mustafi. Simple reason being is that he's the other experienced player there. You look at what else is available and you've got Rob Holding and you've got Mavropanos. And I just don't think either of those two are going to be thrown in next to Sokratis. I think he's going to go with experience and he's going to go with Mustafi in there. So, big season for him. I don't feel that if he doesn't perform this year, then Emery will ship him out. So, willing to give him a chance, willing to see how he does under a new manager and whether he can cut out the stupid mistakes and whether he can kind of bring the form that he had when he joined Arsenal back. So, we will wait and see. Now we move into the midfield area. Again, another area where I'm not too sure. Now, the first player that I'm going to go with, and I feel this is a dead cert, this player's going to play in there, and it's Lucas Torreira. And yeah, we've been crying out for a player like this for absolutely years, a proper defensive midfielder, and I feel that he is going to be the guy that sits in there and protects that back four. And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, he's going to start. He played 60 minutes the other day. He's had a couple of weeks full training with the team now. He likes to distribute the ball quickly. Very impressed with him, and I can't wait to see this guy over the course of the season. But the first player I'm going to go in there is Lucas Torreira. Now, alongside him, I was very, very, very tempted to go with Guendouzi, the young lad. So impressed by him. But I actually feel that Unai Emery is going to go with experience, and I feel that he's going to go with Aaron Ramsey. And I also feel Aaron Ramsey may be captain for this, but I know Ramsey missed the last couple of pre-season games because of a slight tight calf and whatnot, but he's back in full training and ready to be selected for the game. He has had pre-season games, unlike Nacho Monreal, and he is up to speed, so I do feel that he's one that, you know, you can say, yeah, he'll start, and I just feel that Unai Emery will go with that experience next to Torreira there. Ramsey will have more of a free role, bit of a license to move forward, whereas Torreira will be the one that sits, and I feel Ramsey will appreciate having someone next to him that can actually sit and, you know, not move and leave us exposed. So it was a tough decision. Got Granit Xhaka in there as well. I feel that he will play brilliantly next to Torreira. But I feel that he maybe needs a few more minutes. He looked a little off the pace the other day when he played his first game in pre-season against Lazio. But like I said, I don't know. This is a great selection to have, you know, selection headaches for the manager. So we will wait and see. Now, we're going to move into that three. First of all, we're going to go with Mesut Ozil. Listen, the guy in pre-season's been brilliant. He looks a completely different person, completely different man. Looks free, looks happy, looks fresh, looks ready. And yeah, I can't wait to see him this season. Need a big performance from him in this game. So we will wait and see whether he delivers. On the right of that three, I'm going to go with Henrik Mkhitaryan. Again, he's had a decent pre-season. He's looking fit, he's looking sharp, and he's looking ready. So he can cause some problems, and I'm going to go with him in that role there. On the left-hand side of those three, I'm going to go with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Do I need to say anything about this guy? I absolutely love him. He is world class. And I feel that on that side, he can cause some problems. He doesn't spend all his time there. He drifts in. He scores a lot of his goals because he arrives late in the box. He's a poacher. he's brilliant, and his partnership with a guy that I'm putting up front could be key to us this season, because up front I'm going to go with Alexandre Lacazette. Again, probably the best thing selfishly as an Arsenal fan to happen was him missing out on the World Cup. He's had a full pre-season, he's been on fire in pre-season, and like I said, with Aubameyang, they're starting to strike up a very, very good partnership. Friends off the pitch, and they look like they're enjoying themselves on the pitch. So I can't wait to see them two this season, and I can't wait to see the whole team, to be quite honest with you. So there we have it. That is my predicted 1 to 11. It's a tough one to call. There's a lot of selection headaches in there. So yeah, we'll wait and see what Unai Emery goes with. So as always, let me know in the comments section whether you agree or disagree. Let me know what your 1 to 11 will be. Let me know if you will change things or not. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And yeah, the matchday vlogs are back after Sunday's game. Will I have a big smile on my face, or will I be kind of angry? I don't know. I'm looking forward to it though. I'm absolutely buzzing. Come on, Arsenal. I'll see you lot at the weekend. I'm out of here.